Oh my god, is that Katie you? Holy shit, Katie you. That's Katie you. Katie you. That's so Katie you. Holy shit, Katie you. Oh my god, Katie you. Katie you. Oh my god, it's Katie you. Oh my god, it's Katie you. That's Katie you. Wait, where did she just go? Wait, she just freaking disappeared. Where is she?
I do not want to comment.
If you take away anything from this video, it's that 2021 is a brand new opportunity to start your YouTube channel, and if you're watching this video, I know that the thought is lingering in your brain. And so just listen to me and just go ahead and do it.
Bruh.
You have nothing to lose. Hey you, it's Katie U, and I am here to spill the tea on how I achieved YouTube clout in less than 6 months. I'm making this video as if I was your friend who wanted to give you super real and raw, honest advice because I want the best for you. I'll be honest, if you clicked on this video to hear, yes, you can make it on YouTube as long as you make pretty thumbnails and just upload consistently, like it will happen for you. Hate to break it to you, but I can't say that. I'm here to tell you the brutal, cold, hard, honest truth that nobody told me when I started. This video is gonna be divided up into multiple parts. First, I'm gonna be giving you brutal honesty and tough love tips that I wish somebody told me to my face. Then I'm going to be running through my YouTube journey personally of when I hit certain milestones, how I got monetized. And then I'll tell you a little bit about my theories of what I believe my keys of success were in order to achieve 100K subscribers in less than 6 months. Then I'll be telling you a little bit about the equipment and software I use because I get those questions a lot in my DMs. And finally, I'll be giving you a super quick business of YouTube 101 rundown, contracts, invoices, negotiations, emails, managers, and if we have time, because this video is probably gonna take freaking forever to film and edit, I'll be going through some questions that y'all submitted on my Instagram and my Discord. I always prioritize listening to your input there because, you know, y'all are my people, and make sure to follow me on there if you want to participate in these kind of videos in the future. And yeah, all the timestamps are linked in the description. First, brutal honesty. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have seen this Bermuda Triangle going around on the internet, and it's basically like you can't have all three. That's the concept here. I personally believe that you can replace the three corners with unique editing, a catchy personality, and content value. In order to have even a chance of blowing up on YouTube, you need to have at least 2 of these. That's like a good benchmark, and so I would suggest doing some real soul searching and really asking yourself, like, do I bring these 3 elements, or at least 2 of these to the table? Because at the end of the day, you need to give viewers a reason to stay. My next tip might sting a little. If you want the truth of whether your videos hold value and untapped potential for the algorithm to potentially blow up one day, pay attention to what your acquaintances and your distant circle, or like Instagram mutuals or coworkers you barely know, are saying about your videos. If you are getting occasional signals from people you haven't talked to in years, like just watch your latest YouTube video and like, it's actually really good, you should keep going. You should take that as a sign it has potential to enamor strangers. If you are not getting any of these signals, you gotta change something about your videos, or YouTube might not be for you. Because if you're not able to enamor even the people that kind of know you in real life, how are you gonna enamor a bunch of strangers who will click and subscribe? You know what I'm saying? This leads me to my next point. I get so many DMs asking, Katie, how did you overcome the fear of people finding out about your channel? I'm so scared of posting because I'm scared that my old high school friends will find out. I don't want my parents to find out. Let me just ask you this. The goal of starting a channel, you want to go viral, right?
Yes!
Thousands, if not millions of views, right?
Yes, gaga! Slay, mama!
So why are you worried about the opinions of a few hundred, maybe a few thousand Instagram mutuals that know you in real life? The numbers do not add up, girl. Oh, and I, ooh. Listen, starting is really hard. I completely get that. I spent a month agonizing over this with my closest friends. Like, should I start it? Should I start it? I also know that the fear of failure is terrifying, especially when you are failing publicly, potentially, you know, if you start and then you flop or something. But think about the opportunity cost of not starting. Let's say you start a YouTube channel, you work at it really hard for a year, you don't really see much returns. Maybe YouTube is not for you, and that's completely fine. You tried, you got it out of your system, and you know now. However, if you don't start, you will wonder for the rest of your life, what if I just tried it that one time? I feel like almost every one of you would agree with me that the pain and haunting thought of constantly reliving the what if you started a YouTube channel outweighs the immediate pain that you'll feel when you upload your first video and maybe like your old high school friends find out and kind of laugh at it. That pain is temporary, but constantly asking yourself what if is forever. For the sanity of your future self, just freaking go ahead and try it. This leads me to my next point. Queen of segues. You gotta self-plug your shit on every social media platform that you own. Because I guarantee you, everybody who knows you and sees your story post or whatever saying that you started a channel, they're gonna click out of curiosity. And that will boost your first few videos in the algorithm. The algorithm is not gonna promote 0 view videos. And so you might as well just use your circle that you know in real life. And also they have very high potential to be your first supporters. So you gotta self-plug your shit. I'm sorry. You're gonna be cringy. People are gonna roll their eyes, but it will pay off. However, when I mean self-plug, I do not mean comment on other YouTubers' videos saying, by the way, I'm a small YouTuber. Or on small YouTubers' channels especially, I would love if we could be friends and you could sub back to me. Anything on that kind of wavelength is against YouTube's official policy. And so if anybody saw that comment and reported it, YouTube could hypothetically take down your entire channel and then, you know, erase all the hard work and crying and tears that already went into that channel. So I really suggest you don't do it. Beyond that, even if that person subs back to you or people subscribe to you because they want to support a small YouTuber, chances are your watch time is not going to budge, because in order to be monetized, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And if somebody subscribed to you just because you subscribed to them, they didn't organically fall in love with your content, so they're not going to watch the videos you post. But that is not to say that comments are irrelevant and they're not a good way to grow your channel. A great way to potentially drag more eyes to your channel is to authentically comment on bigger creators' videos. One of the easiest ways for me to discover one of my subscribers' small YouTube accounts is if they comment a funny, organic, authentic comment on my video, and that makes me want to click on your channel, and then I'll probably like, comment, and subscribe. The next tip that I have is be strategic with your niches. Some niches have an expiration date. For example, college content, because once you graduate, college niche no longer applies to you and your engagement could drop if viewers only watched you for your college content. And so really think about those logistics before you get too carried away with a niche. I'm in no way talking down on creators who do pursue these channels or discouraging you from pursuing these niches, but I would really encourage you to think about other niches that could help support your channel so that you don't have to go through the potential scramble for a new niche or emotional turmoil when you see your numbers drop after you graduate, for example. I'm like really going into the college niche because like it's like the only example I can think of right now, but you get what I'm saying. And my final tip is be inspired by others, but use that inspiration to create your own style. And what I mean by that is for your first 5-10 videos, if you are emanating a certain creator's editing style or personality, like that's completely okay because you don't know how to act on camera or like produce a video yet. However, you got to use every video as a learning opportunity to add your own twist on things to eventually develop your own genre and style. For me personally, one of the worst feelings when I was first starting out is people telling me that I reminded them of some other creator, because if you're treating YouTube like a serious business, which I advise you do from day one when you have 0 subscribers, you are building a brand that is original and your own, and you don't want to be riding on the coattails of others. That's not a sustainable business model. I really do advise for you to constantly be soul searching and asking yourself what is unique and feels right to me. And that concludes the brutal honesty portion of this video. We all made it out unscathed. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. We're gonna move on to nicer things now. So now I'm gonna be moving into, oh my crotch. Now I'm going to be moving into my personal YouTube journey / monetization journey. Before starting YouTube in the beginning of 2020, I had my eyes set on like a bougie, nice 9-to-5 job straight out of college. I never even considered doing YouTube until the 30+ internships that I busted my ass to apply to all got canceled due to Miss Rona. And it really made me reflect, Katie, you really broke your back to apply to all these companies that you really didn't even vibe with and they still got canceled. That just showed me sometimes you work hard for something and it doesn't work out. So you might as well put your eggs in the basket that you would die for and that you truly care about. And even if it failed, you wouldn't regret it. A true love of mine ever since I was young was video editing. So I was like, let's just full send it on this. However, it didn't work out the first time I tried. I tried to first go viral on TikTok. You're so original and quirky, Katie. And I flopped miserably. My TikToks didn't even get like more than 5 views. My mom was like, why don't you try your hand at YouTube? Which is kind of ironic because YouTube is like harder to grow on, but I really fell in love with long form storytelling and I think that was much more comfortable for me to produce as a creator. I uploaded my first video on May 25th of 2020. September 16th of 2020, I hit 1K. 2 weeks after that, I got monetized because one of my videos was blowing up and immediately got that watch time requirement out for me. On October 8th of 2020, I hit 50K. November 24th of 2020, I hit 100K. So I hit 100K in exactly 1 day less than 6 months, which is crazy. That is like a very, very brief overview of my YouTube journey. I will go into a little bit more detail of what I believe I did right to achieve my blow up so fast or early in my YouTube career. The first is that in the aforementioned Bermuda Triangle, I was able to gain my footing on 2 of those corners super fast, which was editing and personality. You may disagree, but I don't freaking know. I attribute that to having a love for video editing ever since I was a child, so the learning curve was not that steep for me. And then a personality. You either have it or you don't. Number 2, I always have a hook in the beginning of a video that piques a viewer's interest, because the average viewer's attention span is not even of a goldfish anymore, okay? That phrase of attention span of a goldfish, I feel like that was coined in like 1930 or something. With the introduction of social media and especially TikTok, the average viewer has the attention span of like an unborn goldfish fetus. Next, pacing should be your #1 priority of any video, in addition to your thumbnail. But I think a lot of YouTube growth videos have already touched on why thumbnails are so important. First impression of the video, yes, very important. Next is pacing. In order to get on the algorithm's good side, you gotta have high watch time. In order to have high watch time, your videos have to have good pacing. AKA, they cannot be boring. Your unborn goldfish fetus's attention span to viewers, no offense, need to be entertained enough for long enough not to click out and to watch the rest of your video. And you have to give them incentive to not click out. Some of this comes with practice, because obviously you're not gonna make the best paced videos when you're first starting out, but a lot of it comes with being ruthless with yourself. When I'm editing, no matter how long a certain shot took to set up or how funny a story I was telling was, if it doesn't come off amazing or eye-catching on camera, like, I cut that shit off. Straight off the chopping block. However, pacing is different for everyone. I'm not saying that you need to have like explosions and memes and sound effects like every single second. You just have to find your own way of keeping your viewers on your toes and wanting to see more of you. And I personally was able to develop my knack for pacing, I believe, by constantly consuming media with a critical eye rather than a recreational eye. Before I started YouTube, I would watch Netflix shows just for the plot. I wouldn't pay attention to costume design, set design, cuts, different shot angles. And even when I watched other YouTube videos, I didn't really pay attention to what font they use, what music they use, like how long their time lapses were. Even stuff like that really matters, and I take all of that into account to inform how I can constantly be evolving my content and improving my content. For me personally, I can give you a little example. I noticed that TikTok was doing super well because the Gen Z and millennial generations have unborn goldfish fetus attention spans. That'll be my new merch, period. It really resonated with those 2 generations because it was so fast-paced and visual and quick cut. Whereas then I would go on YouTube and watch a fashion video of like a try-on haul, and I found myself getting bored when the person would stay on the same outfit for too long or like not cut to a new pose for too long. And so I decided to use TikTok style editing in my YouTube videos. Find those ways to incorporate things that you see on another platform or in another medium into your own content. I also think that consistency played a huge part. There's only 52 weeks in a year. And if you are uploading, let's say once a week, which I think is like the magic number for your sanity, take that what you will, that means 52 opportunities to blow up or attract new viewers to your channel. It's like entering as many tickets as you legally can into a lottery. It's just logical to maximize your chances of blowing up by posting at least once a week, preferably on the same day, so that it's just easier for your potential consumers and customers. Now moving into equipment and software. I film on the Sony a6400. I don't use an external mic or an additional mic. I literally am just using the built-in mic, which is pretty crisp and clean if you ask me. My full review video on this camera is linked here in the cards as well. I use Premiere Pro to edit my videos, and then I use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop to edit my thumbnails. I've already made a video on this channel where I tell you exactly how I edit the entire workflow, where I get my memes, my music, my fonts, linked up here in the cards if you want to check that out. And in terms of obtaining copyright music, I use SoundCloud and Thematic, but I want to upgrade to Epidemic Sound soon, but I'm just too lazy to bust out my wallet and actually make the commitment. And finally, we are down to the Business on YouTube 101 course. Welcome, students. I am so glad. Sit down, you know, put your food away. Yeah, listen, this is going to be very important. Once you gain a decent following, you will have tons of brands banging on your door your email door, asking to work with you. And you will have to respond to tons of emails, negotiate brand deals for yourself, read your own contracts, send your own invoices, in addition to editing, filming, uploading, making thumbnails. It's a lot. I recently just added an amazing manager to my team who now handles that stuff for me, but I would recommend waiting until that workload becomes completely unsustainable for you to do. For me personally, I set the benchmark of once I hit 100K, I'll start looking to onboard a manager, which is what I did. But until then, let me give you the lowdown of how to handle all that shit because it's a lot of stuff. And disclaimer, I am not a business consultant, influencer expert, marketing expert. This is just my personal tips. So first, contracts. Make sure that there is no unlimited media usage rights in your contracts. If you don't know what media usage rights are, no worries. I didn't know either when I was first starting my YouTube channel until one of my amazing creator friends, Angelica Song, told me. Basically, media usage rights is permission for a brand to use your image to promote their products. So let's say if they ran a separate ad with your face promoting that product, that is media usage, and you can charge extra for that. Unlimited media usage rights, this means that they can use your face forever and they're not gonna have to pay you anything extra. As a creator, your face is your brand, so you need to be charging by the minute. Some brands do try to slip that in because it's just more beneficial for them. I usually only sell media usage rights for 3 or 6 month periods. Anything beyond that, I think is a little risky. Next, if there is exclusivity involved, you can also charge more. Exclusivity is when you're not allowed to work with competitors of that brand. Let's say you work with Aquafina. Chances are the contract will say like you can't work with Lifewater or what's another freaking Arrowhead, Dasani. Depending on how long that period is, you can charge more. So keep in mind for that. Next, a few negotiating tips because you will definitely need these. Always ask for a brand's budget before you say your rates because you never know how much money they're willing to offer you. And if you go ahead and lowball yourself before they even can tell you a number, they're not gonna pay you what they initially had in mind. So that's the smart thing to do, to always ask first. Second, very important, do not be afraid to reach out to other creators of similar sizes and ask what their rates are or what they got paid for a certain brand deal sponsorship. Everyone benefits from this. The whole stigma of not asking your coworkers how much they get paid, like that was literally a ploy made up by multi-billion-dollar corporations to just compensate everybody a little less. This is not very weird in the creator space. Like I'm constantly reaching out to my creator friends asking, and that transparency goes a long way and helps everybody out. Next, don't be scared to say no and don't be too upset if like a brand deal doesn't work out, whether it be because you can't meet their timeline or your rates are too hypothetically high for them. Future opportunities will come to work with both this brand and many others, and as long as you're super polite and respectful and leave the door open, there will be future opportunities. So don't try to lowball yourself or try to fit yourself into a brand's budget because you feel like you have to secure this deal. That's definitely something that you should get out of your head real quick because you are worthy and you will be compensated fairly, period. Those are my super quick tips that I would give you straight off the bat. This video is probably so lengthy and my head hurts from talking. If you who's watching is interested in like a video about specifically the negotiating and business side of YouTube, leave a like and comment on this video and I will consider it because it is a very important side of YouTube that I feel like nobody talks about until like you're literally in the thick of it. Next, and the final portion of this video before I go crack my back a million times is a Q&A. And I'm gonna be treating this as like rapid fire because I got so many questions, and so I'm gonna be taking questions from my Discord and Instagram, and I'm just gonna be like trying to answer as many as I can. How to manage to not stutter / keep your confidence when speaking in front of the camera. When I first started, it felt so weird. You're talking into the void as well as gazing into a big black bulbous eye attached to a hunk of machinery. You just have to keep doing it. The more and more you do it, the less and less you will notice the camera. Psychologically, you just get used to it, so just keep doing it. Yeah, I know that didn't help, but it helped. Period. Do you think keywords help with discovery? Yes. Use TubeBuddy, but use the free version. I use the keyword explorer function, which basically tells you if a keyword is super high search and it's very beneficial for you to tag onto your channel, or it's like poor, people aren't searching for it, or there's too much competition in this niche for you to even pop up in the recommended. So I really pay attention to that when I'm adding tags onto my video to make sure that I maximize my chances of ranking in search. So yes, very important, I think. How do you plan your YouTube videos? In my Discord, I have a group chat where people suggest new video ideas to me all the time, and I write all of those down in my Notion. And then for each idea that I want to actually come to fruition, I write an extensive outline in Notion, and I just type up all my talking points, and that's what I've been looking at this whole video. How to find your niche. Throw everything at the wall that you possibly can and see what sticks, and then make content that you would actually watch yourself. And then moving on to questions from my Instagram. What's something you learned about YouTube that viewers don't know about? How much money there is behind it. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and you don't have to be having millions of subscribers to be making a lot of money. How to stay motivated after a video flops. Do not check your analytics. Do not check Creator Studio. Just work on your next video. Every video is a new opportunity to blow up, cut your losses, and move on. And another thing I'll say is don't lose complete hope if a video flops immediately after you upload it, because a lot of my video blowups, guys, they blew up months after I uploaded them. You never know what the algorithm is gonna randomly select as like their next golden child, so. And that is a wrap on Kaiti's course of how to blow up on YouTube 101. Congratulations. Here's your diploma. I really encourage every single one of you watching to just bite the bullet and go ahead and start a YouTube channel in 2021. If you've gotten to the end of this video without having your feelings hurt, you have what it takes. You have what it takes, trust me. If you would like me to make a part 2 about the total business side of things, which I feel like is very not talked about here on YouTube, make sure to like this video and comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it!